Hi, I'm Dale Cougar Armstrong. Today I'd like to talk to you a little about one of my favorite organic materials, amber. Amber is fossilized tree resin that is anywhere from 20 to 90 million years old. So let's look at some samples and talk about different variations of amber that can be used in jewelry making. These are samples of rough Dominican amber nuggets. Now these are just the way we got them. They were given to us after being dug and then washed just with water. Now as lapidaries, in order to use these within jewelry designs, we first have to decide how and if we're going to cut them at all. To do so, we take the rough nuggets and we put them into a rotary tumbler. And we tumble polish them until they're about halfway finished, so that we can see what is in them, what their natural shape is going to be, and from there we determine how we're going to cut them. Now there are a variety of ways that you can cut amber. Being a relatively soft material, this is a nice sample of a specialty cabochon. This is actually called the umbrella shape, and this is the back side. I like the back side because I love the color variations. The actual front side looks like this, and it was designed to go into a bevel setting of some sort. But as a wire artist, I would simply turn this piece over and use it this way. Now amber does come in calibrated cabochons as well, because it can be cut any way that a lapidary would like to. Now we have a variety of colors here. The top being the lemon yellow. My second color that I'm showing you is imperial orange. This third one is known as cognac. And even though it's similar to the imperial, if I were to put them together, you can see the obvious difference. The cognac has a little bit more of a richer whiskey color. Okay, and this last sample is a cherry red. Now this one does not have as much translucence as the rest of them do, but it really is gorgeous. Now amber also is found in green in a natural state, and although I do not have any samples to show you, wiresculpture.com does have quite a few both calibrated and freeform amber cabochons for sale. Now because amber is a soft material, it can be carved and cut into a variety of shapes. This happens to be a larger piece that's been polished. I really like it. I keep it as a specimen. Sometimes I have to keep my husband away because he wants to cut it. And sometimes what we do is I like to take a rough piece of amber and have the top of it polished. This is what we call a window. In this way a customer gets the beauty of the finished piece of amber, which I can make into a nice piece of wire wrap jewelry, and also they can enjoy the originality of the piece, the organic of it, by leaving the back rough. As amber does have soft hardnesses, from 1 to 3 as a matter of fact, this is a nicely done sphere. It does have some imperfections. I like it. It makes a great specimen. Now when talking about the hardness of amber, I would like to tell you that the younger an amber is, such as Dominican. Dominican is the youngest of amber. It's also the lightest in color, and it's still 20 to 40 million years old, and it has a hardness of 1 to 1.5, maybe 2. Okay, Baltic amber, which is what you hear about most, has a hardness of 2 to 2.5. And the oldest amber of all is from the Myanmar or Burmese amber, and that actually has a hardness of 3. Now this carving I really enjoy because even though the side of it came chipped, as you see, it shows that amber has a cohedral fracture. I like the fact that the artist used the actual form of the amber to the tree for the back of the piece, while doing a really nice job with the carving on the front of the piece. Now amber also comes in many bead forms. These are amber nuggets, and you can see the difference between the rough nuggets and the temporarily strung polished amber beads right here. I am going to be taking these apart, using these in a design a little bit later. And if you remember the cohedral fracture I showed you on the carving, these beads were made using that advantage. They actually were chipped or knapped, much as a flint knapper would when making a knife, and then they were drilled so that a hole went through them, and you can use these beads within your jewelry making designs. Now, the oldest form of amber used to be, of course, Baltic. And these are wonderful, wonderful, rich Baltic amber beads. They're very, very old. They have some great colors, some great free-form shapes, and I can't wait to work with those. Now, in addition to that, I also wear all the time, and I don't know why, I just like it, this Dominican amber bracelet. And it just feels really cool to have something that is between 50 and 90 million years old on my arm on a daily basis. Now, the movie Jurassic Park actually is what made amber very, very popular a few years ago. There was a whole series of movies, as a matter of fact. And what they had done is they said that by using the DNA from mosquitoes that had been trapped within amber, they were able to recreate dinosaurs. Well, the misconception with this is that the last dinosaur we know of, they feel was here about 65 million years ago, and the oldest Dominican amber actually only goes to 40 million years ago. So if you can see in here, this is a really nice sample of Dominican amber. It has some gnats and bugs in it. Sometimes pieces of amber have even been found with lizards in them. Very rare, but very, very cool. So there we have it, folks. We have a variety of amber. We have some great ideas. And I hope that I've given you a little something else to think about today.